Oh my goodness. It looks like we are getting ready to go. And I am going to add an image. No, man, I probably should not have started the stream already. Um, you know what? Maybe we will just skip the image capture, and we will see how that goes. I'm trying a couple new things. Um, what is going on? How is everybody doing? Um, I've had a crazy couple of weeks. I don't really want to get into all that stuff, but there is some interesting stuff going on in the market. Are we finally at the Bitcoin rally stage? And I think we are. In my podcast this morning, I called $50,000 today, and lo and behold, we hit $50,000. Though we are not at $50,000 at the moment. We dipped just below for the moment, but we did touch $50,000, which is really nice. And how good does it feel to own a pudgy penguin? I have no idea. But people that do are absolutely ecstatic because they just hit an all-time high this week, which is super impressive. Chaos to clarity, noise to narrative. It is Monday, February 12th, and it is time for some rare bits. And I'm going to fill you in on some crypto news, some NFT news, and possibly some life advice that may come out of my mouth, whether you ask for it or not. So, some of the things that I am looking at. We have the Crypto Greed and Fear Index. It is a 70 degrees today. We are down 1 degree from yesterday. NFT sentiment is a 31. We are up 3 degrees from yesterday, but still in the cold zone where we have been for quite some time. Top crypto search term is immutable. Ticker sign IMX. It is up 35.5% on the 7-day. It is worth a look. It continues to make an appearance on our list, so I always recommend doing some do your own research, known as DYOR, when you hear coins that repeatedly make an appearance, because we are early. We are still early to this ecosystem. You may miss the 1000x, the 3000x, but you are not going to miss the 20x, the 10x. It is still possible. Bide your time. There's a great saying. It's time in the market over timing the market. So being here, listening, educating yourself, doing some research, doing your own due diligence will benefit you greatly, because we are at the cusp of a really interesting cycle, in my opinion. Top search term for NFTs is Doge NFT. Doge is trying to make a rally there. NFTs are currently priced at about 0.1 Ethereum. They've had quite a bit of movement. Whether it correlates to the Doge coin, we do not know. Those questions remain to be answered. Bitcoin dominance for the moment is up. ETH dominance is down a bit. And ETH NFT sales volume is also down on the 24-hour. It's down about 21.5%. And on the Solana side, it is down about 14.3%. Do not underestimate the magic of momentum. And this really made sense this morning when Bitcoin was still in the 48,000 range and it had not hit $50,000. I do think once we establish $50,000 at the end of the candle closing for the day, it will inspire some momentum. And that momentum is like a fever in Georgia. It is hot and it spreads quickly. Farcaster's Frames. It is a wonderful addition to the platform. Is it enough to generate adoption across the entire ecosystem? To compete with Twitter is very difficult, in my opinion. And Twitter has the opportunity to add that to their repertoire in one form or another. I think all of these things are possible. You have to keep your eyes on these things. We have the NBA. They are in hot water currently over some crypto partnerships that may have gone afoul. We have to watch to see what happens there. NFT volume for Ethereum hits a 2024 high. We have not been this high since February of 2023. A lot of this is a big shout out to Luca Nuts and Pudgy Penguins, as they are just creating some bullish momentum in the ecosystem, which we absolutely love to see. What else do we have? I said this morning, and I'll say it again, stay bullish on Bitcoin. And before we get into the news, let's check on some numbers for the nerds. I just pulled up the crypto heat map, and it is green everywhere. We have coins trading just where we want them to be, and I'm going to call out a couple. We have Bitcoin currently at this moment trading at 49,900 plus or minus. It is up on the hour. It is up on the day. It is up on the week and the month. What are we talking about? A small fraction, we're up on the hour. On the day, we're up 3.4%. On the week, we're up 17.1%. On the month, which just started, we're up 15%. And on the year, Bitcoin is up 131%. Is it part of your investment portfolio? If it's not, it should be. We have Ethereum coming in, currently trading at the moment at $26,114. If we see parabolic movement in Bitcoin, Ethereum also tends to follow just as a kind of lagging indicator. It's a tail that tends to follow Bitcoin up, so watch for some movement there. Ethereum is also up 2% on the hour, 4% on the day, 13% on the week, 2% on the month, and 75% on the year. When we look at BNB, it is trading above the 316 mark, which is part of my technical analysis to stay above, and it is trading at $324. It is up 12% on the year. I think there is movement for this moving forward. As you know, Binance has seen some hot water. That's why that coin has not really rocketed. Let's see what happens moving forward. Now, we get to our darling Solana. Solana is trading at 110 at the moment of this recording. It's up a smidgen on the day, on the hour. It's up 14% on the week, 19% on the month. Do you know what it's up on the year? Solana is up 439% on the year. Do you have any Solana in your bags? If you don't, what are you doing? Looking at some top sales across the ecosystem. On Ethereum, we just had a wrapped Ether rock sell for $496,000. We had an OMB sell for $162,000, and a Bozo on the Magic Eden Solana ecosystem sell for $23,000. Top movers on the current Ethereum chart. We have DeGods, Little Pudgies, Pudgy Penguins, Doodles, and Mutant Ape Yacht Club rounding out the top 5. We will go ahead and poke down a couple more. Azuki's next, Kanpai Panda's next, and Bored Ape Yacht Club. Why did I include those? Because they are all poised for movement. We have DeGods trading at 2.89. I am going to lose my power, so I need to plug in. Excuse me. We have DeGods trading at 2.9 Ethereum. As long as they stay close to that 3 ETH mark, it would be nice. Though, some things about DeGods. It is going to be interesting if Little Pudgies overtake DeGods, but they have also dropped down to 1.96, so that is good. I do know that there is an announcement forthcoming from Frank regarding DeGods and Utes. There is a Ute community space, which I will be involved in tomorrow evening. It will be live on Twitter. If you would like to attend, we would love to have you. So keep that in mind. So DeGods are trading at 2.89. We have Little Pudgies trading at 196. They're down a bit. They were trading at 2 ETH a bit ago. They're down about 13%. The Pudgy Penguins are trading at 20.55 Ethereum. I love to see it. And Doodles have just had a tear. They've been on a tear for about 3 weeks. People just started talking about them the past week. Trading at 3.4 Ethereum right now. They're up about 36% on the 7-day. Mutant Ape Yacht Club has remained the stable coin on the Ethereum ecosystem. They are trading at 4.17 Ethereum. Azuki, they are below 7 ETH, trading at 6.5 Ethereum. And Kanpai Pandas are trading at 2.04 ETH. Watch for Kanpai Pandas just to create a shitstorm of activity. The team is magic. They are poised to do absolutely great things. I actually did a podcast with the founder, Icebags. There is some great alpha in that podcast. I recommend you find it on the Rarebits podcast series. And the last on our list today is Bored Ape Yacht Club, trading at 22.94. Not much above the Pudgy Penguins. Does that scare people? I know a couple people that are not so happy. Anyway, we have, moving to the Solana, we have Open Soul Map, Transdimensional Fox Federation, Frog Anna's Madlands, and Homeowners Association Parcel, rounding out the top 5. Do we want to double click on anything interesting? I will double click on one thing. We have Mad Lads trading at 152.2 Solana. That's about 17,000 US dollars. Mad Lads also have some lads that have a W next to their frame, which lets you know that they are eligible for the wormhole drop. And those are apparently trading at a premium, about 50 Solana over the floor price. So that is interesting. People are really counting on that wormhole airdrop being something. Then we have Zero Monkey Biz, which is worth talking about it. I talked about it in my podcast this morning. Zero Monkey Biz is the same artist as OMB. And OMB is on the Bitcoin network. ZMB is on the Solana network. OMBs have just seen a tear. Why would the artist's work on another chain not also tear? I think it will tear. I think there's room for that to move. It is up about 87% on the 1 day. People know it's coming. There's a shit ton of volume on that. It is something to watch. While people are getting in, people are also getting out. But with that movement, I think there is growth and upside for the ZMB collection. And when we look at the Bitcoin collections that are rounding out the top movers, we have OMB, which I just talked about, the Ordinal Maxi Biz. Those are trading at 0.7 Bitcoin. That is $34,900 at current market price. We have the RSIC Meta Protocol, Quantum Cats, Node Monkeys, and Bitcoin Puppets trading around the top 5 collections. What do we have? We have the Bitcoin Puppets trading at 0.072. That is $3.6 thousand. Node Monkeys are trading at 0.171 Bitcoin, about 8,000, and the RSIC protocols are trading for about $3,500 a pop-a-rooney. Now, let's get back to some news that caught my attention. So, during the Super Bowl week, there were a ton of NFT sales that skyrocketed leading up to the Super Bowl. These were basically NFT digital player cards. Why are these important? Well, they're selling for about $40,000. Tom Brady sold for $40,000. Aaron Rodgers sold for $34,000. These are playoff icon cards. Some of them featuring Joe Montana and John Elway. They also flew off the digital shelves, showing a growing love and understanding of the digital culture and digital collectibles. Moving forward, I do think companies like NFL All Day, they have just grown over leaps and bounds. NFL All Day, they have amassed current to date about $142 million in sales with these types of digital collectibles. As we move forward and the metaverse becomes less elusive, let's say the metaverse becomes more mainstay, I see these digital collectibles becoming multifaceted. There will be 3D versions, holographic versions, avatar versions. There will be ways to continue to increase the desirability of these digital collectibles moving forward. We are just scratching the iceberg. We are just scratching the paint on the door. Once we get a hole and really start digging, shit is going to fly. And that is just my opinion. And I'm just excited to see the evolution. I touched on this earlier. Farcaster, they have gained a ton of attention with their innovative frames features. Do some research. Facebook also had a similar type frames feature that they were not able to bring to light or just get traction with. So it is interesting that the Farcaster is gaining traction with this. One of the recent things that caught my attention is on Farcaster, one of these pop-up windows that you can basically conduct the entire business on your feed without having to leave, was an order for Girl Scout cookies. So Girl Scout cookies continue to innovate. We'd love to see them on Farcaster. Magic Sauce, Girl Scout cookies are always a win in my opinion. We have Pudgy Penguins NFT collection. I mentioned that they just hit an all-time high. We're talking about 21.7 ETH. That is $53,890 US. This collection originated from some hand-drawn traits. The Pudgy spread good vibes across the metaverse, and how could they not, with a market cap nearing $500 million, and there is only 4,484 unique holders. So that is a collection that has just lit the world on fire. They have showed us how to do things. People have said that IP rights are not something that you can work with in Web3, and Luca Nets has proved them wrong, and I love to see it. Did you guys notice that there were no crypto ads in this year's Super Bowl? And this is an interesting story. I think the NFL put out a statement several weeks before the Super Bowl letting everybody know that there were going to be no crypto ads. And that didn't get a ton of attention. And then recently the crypto bros kind of came out and said that we are not going to be advertising in the Super Bowl because we don't want to. And granted, they are doing some interesting advertising on their own. These companies are advertising, like for instance, Crypto.com, they are advertising with UFC and Formula One, and that combination has an audience reach that is absolutely massive. But to discount the Super Bowl ad as a powerhouse way to spread a message, I think is short-sighted. So what are my thoughts on it? I think that there were no Super Bowl ads this year because this is fallout from SBF and the FTX debacle. I do think we will see crypto ads next year in the Super Bowl. I am willing to bet on it. This is just SBF fallout. Once we get past it, people will forget. The ETF is bringing legitimacy to the space, and I think next Super Bowl, we're going to have crypto ads up the wazoo. We have Bitcoin maintaining a bullish trajectory. This morning it was about $48,500. The resistance levels do not make sense, but as we are inching, so we need to pass 49,441. Next resistance level I set this morning was about $50,289. Next one is $51,288. If we could surpass $51,288 on the daily close, I think we would be poised for some really interesting movement. Now, all of this is technical analysis, and some people call technical analysis astrology for boys. Sometimes I agree with that. I'd like to look at the technical analysis, and it's funny, I start every morning report with the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, basically public sentiment on where we are in the crypto market. Just like Ethereum is a lagging indicator of Bitcoin, it's a tail that follows. I think the Crypto Greed and Fear Index is also a lagging indicator of where public sentiment is with Bitcoin. I think sometimes we do see movement in that indicator that does not jive with technical analysis. Those are the times where I like to key in on public sentiment and double click and see what is going on. There are price confirmations that come when Bitcoin starts to move north. $50,000 is a magic number. The technical indicators say that there's points along this range, depending on what harmonics or what you want to use. The 50,000 number, if we get a solid close on 50,000K, and it stays above that number, that message will start to ring bells, and it ring bells in ecosystems that aren't even paying attention to Bitcoin. They will say it is nearing the all-time high. And there's belief in the ecosystem that it will surpass that. And then when you look at the SEC and the ETF approval, these underlying currents are really strong. And when we get above $50,000, these currents are going to be swift. And I think you should keep your adventure pants on. These currents are also going to create a new wave of investors to not only start listening to what's going on, but participating. And when they do make that jump from listening to participating, what's really interesting about that is no time before has that transition been so easy. When I got into crypto to purchase Bitcoin, you purchased it from somebody in Brooklyn on a piece of paper, and you got a crazy, like an Excel spreadsheet. Even in the last couple of years, there are times when it has been cumbersome to figure out the protocols to purchase cryptocurrencies that you want. Some of the new wallets that are out, the Magic Eden wallet out. There's several wallets that are really UX friendly, and they are going to help drive adoption, which is what we are going to see. $50,000, easy adoption, good UX, UI. All of these things are going to combine to create movement that we want to see. We also have a bunch of gigabrains at Binance, and they have finally gotten on board with the ordinals market, and they agree that it could be a game changer, and it may actually change the Bitcoin ecosystem moving forward, which is what I love. They are pointing out that the ecosystem has brought in a slew of developer activity, and it also puts a new twist on the fee economy, which I think is interesting. And double-clicking on that, we will be doing that in my Substack if you have not checked that out. And the last story that I wanted to talk about today was Tucker Carlson did a really interesting interview with Vladimir Putin. Whether you like Tucker Carlson or Vladimir Putin or believe that he should or should not have done the interview, the message was interesting and informative. And one of the things that I keyed in on was Putin's reference to how the United States chose to weaponize the US dollar, using it as a means of leverage, aka weaponizing it to inflict harm across people that they are not a fan of. This is scary when you think of not only of digital currency and the ability to manipulate that, but to Putin's point, when the US decided to make things difficult, a group of countries got together and they said, okay, we're going to figure out another way. And they have. And it's created momentum. And as I said at the beginning of this episode today, momentum is powerful. Never discount it. And I was referring to momentum with Bitcoin. When it hits $50,000, do not discount that momentum. But we also have to think about it in the sense of Vladimir Putin. and the momentum that they have gained with BRICS, this alliance that is hell-bent on destabilizing the US dollar and making it worthless. How do they do that? They begin, instead of using the US dollar to trade barrels of oil, which they have done always forever because it's a stable currency, now they're using the Chinese yuan. These are shifts that will have huge implications down the road. Momentum is everything. To have these countries moving into alliances against our currency is not good. Saudi Arabia just kind of inked a deal. As soon as Saudi Arabia joined this organization, 34 additional countries, instantaneously, when Saudi Arabia decided to go on board, 34 other countries said we want to be involved as well, because we see this as part of our economic future and a way to be involved with an alliance of people that are like-minded in our part of the world, and it has nothing to do with the US dollar. So when we watch the US clamp down on these things, cryptocurrencies, using the dollar the way they do, these things are driving innovation away from the United States. This is not what we want, in my opinion. We need to figure out a way to deal with this head on, put regulations in a discussion with really smart people, not geared around shutting things down, but geared around how do we make this work. This goal that they're doing this for our safety is a misnomer. I think they don't understand what's happening. And digital currency represents an opportunity for a lot of power to be removed from the banking system. And that is super scary for people. I think there is a way for everybody to get on board and have it make sense. And it requires communication, and we can't do that in silos. Anyway, that's kind of what I got today. It is Monday. We are about halfway through February. Spring is coming. We have crypto summer coming. There's a bunch of IRL events coming. We have ETH Denver coming up. These are all noteworthy events. There's a really neat hacker house going on. There are probably events close to where you live in your location that you can figure out a way to get to. I do quite a few interviews, and I talk to people in this space, and one resounding statement that goes through everybody that I speak with is IRL events, in real life events, are very important. You make connections and bridge gaps that you could not do any other way. I think online presence is absolutely wonderful, but the fact that we do have these online communities that are excited to engage in real life, those are the seeds that grow the tree, right? Those are the builders, the people that you want to get involved with. So I do recommend you going to live events. You know what? And that is kind of what I got for today. I don't have a lot going on. I don't even know how to stop this. You know what? And this is what's crazy. Last time I tried doing this live, the whole thing was recorded without audio. And I don't know how to, like maybe it's recorded, maybe it's not. But if it doesn't record with audio, I'm going to be super pissed. Super pissed. Anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Rare Bits. You know what? I'm going to say it. Be kind whenever possible, because it is always possible. And if at first you don't succeed, then skydiving, it's probably not for you. Remember, the rabbit hole runs deep. Still craving crypto clarity. Subscribe to my Substack today. You can find it. Just Google Rare Bits Substack. You'll find it. Check out Rare Bits Live. If you're watching this on YouTube, press the like button, press the share button. I'm new to this stuff. I don't understand what it means to broadcast live to a room with nobody in it. Or is it better to do pre-recorded shit? And if I do pre-recorded shit, then I can have shit pop up on the screen. Charts and shit. Sometimes people need to see that shit. They need that entertainment. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure this shit out. I'm just trying to put out content because I love this fucking ecosystem. And I think if you pay attention and do small steps, you have the opportunity to change your life moving forward. And that is power. And I want to give that power to you. I do a lot of research so you don't have to. But I always do recommend you do your own research, but use my research as a place to begin, because I put in a lot of time. And that's what we got today. I hope you guys enjoy your day. Peace.